Hey everyone, Tyler with IGN here today to give you an overview of unit classes within Total War Attila and to discuss some tips and tricks to help you in battle or the campaign map. Skirmishers are the primary long-distance damage dealers in an army. Capable of dealing persistent damage as long as they're at range, these units should be kept in your back line. The available skirmisher weapon types will vary widely based on faction. Javelins are heavy and capable of being thrown in quick succession, making them excellent at breaking up armored units quickly. However, their weight means javelin men have low ammunition and range. Bowmen have high ammunition and range, a decent rate of fire, and a number of ammunition types like flaming or armor piercing. However, the task of firing a bow requires these troops to be lightly armed and armored, and they are weak in melee. Crossbows have excellent range, ammunition, and armor penetration, but with a low rate of fire. Their wielders are often more heavily equipped than other skirmishers, but come with greater upkeep and recruitment costs. Slingers are light, rapid-fire skirmishers with high ammunition and range, but low damage per shot. They are excellent at tearing apart light units, but can't do much against units with decent shields or armor. Cavalry are your army's response force, able to cover vast distances in a short time. Cavalry are great at isolating units and then destroying them, however they are extremely weak to pike and spear infantry and don't do well in extended fights. Like cavalry are the scouts and outriders of your army. They are the fastest units in the game and can make decent shock troops when flanking, but they aren't great in a melee. Slower but more capable in a fight, heavy cavalry make excellent response troops to drive off light infantry or skirmishers. Though they can take on nearly any other unit in single combat, they are countered by spear and pike infantry. Equipped with lance or spear, shock cavalry are excellent at smashing unprepared foes in the flank or scattering light infantry. They suffer in combat against heavy cavalry, spearmen, and pikes. Skirmisher cavalry are capable of harassing the enemy from afar and maintaining the distance, and can often fire while moving. While they can shock units with a flank, they should stay out of melee unless they are out of ammunition. Infantry are the core of nearly every army and are the primary units used within a melee. Generally slow, their usefulness as frontline grunts or shock infantry depends on their faction and class. These units should form the center of your battle line and fight in groups to maximize effectiveness. Spearmen are defensive infantry, their weapons making them crucial for fighting cavalry units or holding against infantry charges. They don't do well in long melees against other infantry, and pikemen will beat them with range. Swordsmen are strong melee fighters, often equipped with good armor and shields. They are strong against spearmen and skirmishers in melee, but cavalry charges can shatter their ranks and spear walls can break their charges. With stronger reach weapons than spearmen, pikemen are devastating against cavalry charges and strong at keeping other melee units at bay. Their lack of shields, however, makes them weak against skirmishers, and the weight of their weapons makes them tire easily. Shock infantry that wield fearsome weaponry, axemen are best when they're punching a hole through an enemy's line or devastating the flanks of heavy infantry. These units are great at breaking enemy morale, but they are weak to skirmishers and cavalry. Infantry and cavalry with shields are much better at withstanding enemy missile fire. Units without shields, such as skirmishers or two-handed infantry, should be kept away from the enemy until their missile units have been dealt with. Shielded units are better at taking ground under fire, but two-handed weapons can be devastating when used correctly. Once the melee has begun, it's important that you are doing your best to flank your foe or create breaches in their battle line. Party units like spearmen are great for holding the enemy in place, while swordsmen can push the line forward. Axemen and cavalry excel at hitting the enemy in the sides, where the shock of the charge and the damage dealt will break foes quickly. On the campaign map, make sure you're taking a look at the battlefield layout before sending your men to a slaughter. When defending a settlement, pay attention to high ground and choke points, as they will allow you to fend off superior numbers if you have range advantage. Utilize the high ground whenever possible, as terrain has drastic effects on units moving and firing. Maintaining a siege will induce attrition on your armies, but will cause escalation to occur, which causes settlement destruction. This reduces the morale of the defender and may even lead to some of their defenses being destroyed at the onset of the battle. For defenders, this may mean you will benefit from sallying out at a patient foe. That's all for today. For more info on Total War Attila, stay tuned to IGN.